Hey YouTube, it's React City. I'm Marcus.
I'm Rose.
I'm Nikki.
And this is the React Cast podcast, episode 22 of season 2.
In 2023.
Almost.
So let's start off with a fun fact because there's something interesting about Dragon Ball that's coming around. Yeah, Goku and Frieza's first fight was the longest in anime history when it occurred. The fight clocked a total of about 4 hours of screen time.
Wow. I can see that.
Yeah.
There was a full 5-minute warning speech of Frieza warning him before they started the fight. So it really didn't feel like that when you were seeing it the first time.
Although I do remember being like,
This is taking a while.
this is taking a long time. Yeah.
I do have memories of the most memories I have of fights in Dragon Ball Z is between Frieza and Goku.
Yeah.
Because I was probably smack dab in the middle of that fight when I gave up on that show. It was like, I don't see anything happening. I'll just go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it dominated pretty much over a year of screen time for Dragon Ball because remember, back then especially, the dub had to repeat a lot of episodes so that they could wait to catch up. A lot of people have that formative memory of this is taking forever.
Yeah.
But it actually did take forever.
It did.
Combined with reruns in the West. You and me, we watched Dragon Ball Super, I think before we started the channel.
Yes.
Or maybe a little bit after we started the channel, we were still watching it on the side. But I think we liked Dragon Ball Super for the most part.
Yeah, I did like Dragon Ball Super. I was worried because I'm like, oh no, it was in the era of like Disney doing like the remake of Lion King, remake of this, remake of that, and then they were like, okay, Dragon Ball Super is gonna take place during this part of the timeline. Everything after that is decanonized basically. Because I think it's like that Gintama graph of like the show just went on
so they were trying to
past
fix
the
it.
manga storyline. Yes.
With GT.
With GT. Yeah, and everything else after that. So then they picked up and I was a little bit worried. I'm like, I don't know if they're going to live up to Dragon Ball Z, but I did really enjoy it. I liked it.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, the only complaints I had was the initial team that went to the tournament. I kind of wanted to actually see Yamcha finally get something done, but he's legitimately a Joe character now.
Yeah. Like, the thing is, like, you think about it, literally what can Yamcha do?
True, but we threw Roshi in there.
Yeah.
Who's ancient, and yes, it could argue that his ancient fighting styles are still ahead of Yamcha. I just wanted to see him get some development because I kind of felt bad for him, legitimately, after all these years just memes and his character doing nothing. But the show did treat him like a joke, where there was even a scene of like, hey guys, so we're going for a tournament, and he's just everyone's already gone. He's just on the park. He's very aware of him, but
on the bright side, he does have like a successful baseball career, right?
he did. I don't know if it continued, but he did.
Yeah.
Going from saving the world to baseball.
Well, I mean, that's what he was doing before, and
okay.
I think he was loaded at one point.
I think he was loaded at one point. He started off as a desert bandit. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
He was really cool when they introduced him in Dragon Ball Regular. He was supposed to be kind of like a rival / older brother figure to Goku when he was young. He was only slightly older.
Yeah.
But then Goku's amazing, and he immediately fell off.
You can't stand here anymore.
Insert picture of Crater and Yamcha and Crater. Yeah, basically.
So the reason I bring that up, Dragon Ball up, is because they're having Dragon Ball Daima, which is they said they weren't continuing after Super, but they are doing something after Super.
Ooh, okay.
But I wanted to show you guys the trailer. I don't know if I can put it in the video right here because it came out just a couple of days ago, and they're very grabby with short 3-minute trailers. So I'll show it to them, and then we'll just talk about it afterwards. It's really a teaser trailer. There's not much to react to.
The link will be in the description.
Maybe if it's a crazy reaction, I'll snip it in, but we'll see.
Why does that sound like Star Wars music? Well,
yeah.
Daima.
Dun, dun, dun. Fall 2024.
Okay.
Yeah. So they saw the trailer now. What did you think of that?
That actually looks cute. I would be interested in watching it, but I feel like it wouldn't be like, if I feel like the need, I'm not gonna watch it because I feel the need to watch the canon, like watch the timeline or anything. I'd just watch it because it looks like a fun movie.
Same. And I wonder how they'd probably make it easy for you, like anybody to jump into it from the looks of it, because they're gonna be like some flashbacks. Their kids, like they're probably gonna be like, remember when?
Yeah.
You know. So they'll probably have a lot of things to make people both old and new enjoy it.
Yeah.
So it looks good.
I do want to point out it's not a movie. It's a series. So it's going to be like a season and something like that.
Okay.
So obviously controversial. You can see from the like bar there. Some people are very unhappy because the manga does continue past Super. Like with the regular story, this is just like we said in the video, anime only. They're just making up something entirely new. So people are like, why are you doing this? Why are you making them kids when we all were so mad in GT? Because in GT, Goku got turned into a kid.
Yeah.
And so there's painful flashbacks for some fans.
Maybe they're like, let's see if we can do this better.
Yeah, maybe.
Actually, yeah, because they did it with Broly. Broly was anime only.
Yeah.
And then they took
did it
Broly
better.
and made him correctly. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my question still then is, if it's anime only, they're still not tracking with the manga.
No. This didn't happen in the manga.
Okay. But I mean, like, is this whole Super and whatever, is it just separate from the manga?
Super was in the manga.
Okay. But so if this is okay, I guess my disconnect is, I thought their point was, let's get back on track with the manga with Super.
They did.
So then this next one was supposed to continue.
But it came off.
Oh, so
They do have manga that they could have done. They chose not to, and they're making up something for the anime
I see.
for unknown reasons.
I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be like like nothing canon, nothing timeline altering is actually gonna happen during this.
Probably.
That's my guess.
They could do a sneak. This all took place after what you saw in the manga, which would upset a lot of people. But they could.
That's true.
I mean, for the most part, I like the stuff that they do with the anime. Even the anime only stuff. Like, I never hated Broly, even back when people didn't like him. I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool.
That's why they brought him back.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot to him. Yes, sure, he wasn't a very deep character, but he was alright.
He was cool. I liked it. Is Goku still stupid?
Goku?
He's never not been stupid.
He's not bright, but he's not as dumb as you may have remembered.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just a dude who says dumb things sometimes, but he's not like an idiot. Right?
Okay.
Also, was it abridged, or were we watching Super when he was like, "What's a kiss"?
That was canon.
That was canon. Okay, yeah.
That was in the Beerus movie when Beerus first showed
Because I remember there's been something like, how did you make a child?
Yeah, Vegeta was like, "You have 2 kids."
up. You're married.
Yeah.
I don't see what that's doing.
She kidnapped him. He doesn't know what's going on.
I mean, well, technically that's true, but
Yeah, I mean, when he first dated Chi-Chi, she just attacked him, and he thought that was what dating was.
yeah.
And they were fighting. It's like, oh, I love dating.
Yeah.
That's
What happened? Okay.
Yeah. But I'm just showing you old GT art style. Just see if you can remember any of that. This is kind of the peak of the show, where it was towards the end, where the evil Shenrons are around.
No, evil Shenron, what?
There are evil dragons.
Oh,
Dragons
yeah.
of people.
Well, I think
he was something
baby,
else.
I think.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. That's baby. I think it ended with the evil dragons and stuff.
Yeah, I hated that arc.
She's
I
back to
did
hate
not
over
like
there.
I cannot. It's honestly a fever dream. I cannot remember GT. I can't remember anything other than I remember baby.
Yeah, I just remember I felt like no one was making logical enough decisions, and also like what was happening was very plot.
Because plot.
Yeah.
Do you remember any of the details? Because I honestly don't remember
even
anything.
a little bit. I remember him. I remember one of the last scenes of like baby standing in like a broken building, and then because Goku, that was when Goku got turned into a kid, and then the only way he could be like adult version again was to go what is it, the Gorilla 10?
Super Saiyan 4. It might have been 10. I don't
think
remember.
it was 10. It's Super Saiyan 10 or something like that. And that's the orange body you see there. But
What orange body?
you see how he has,
That's fur, like
that-
monkey fur.
yeah.
Oh, so
On
this
his
is
arm.
Goku?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
a Goku.
Oh, the GT is supposed to be Goku?
Going Thunder is the name of the series,
Yeah.
but that is Goku in
Okay,
Going Thunder.
okay, okay. I thought it was like an evil character.
and that literally happens like the last maybe 5 episodes of the series. So we just have baby Goku throughout the whole. I don't even remember how many episodes. There was so many episodes, and we had to deal with, was it Pam and Trunks the whole time?
Yeah, Pan.
Pan. I hated Pan. That's Gohan's kid.
Oh.
Hated her. I really hope that they change her personality going forward from Super, because I hated her. She just disliked Goku for some reason.
Her grandfather.
Yes.
She was very bratty, and she had a lot handed to her in terms of just raw power.
She's just spoiled.
She was born powerful, and she wanted to prove herself to be the strongest. She ignored the advice of other people who were better than her, at least better characters than her. And yeah, she rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
And then also Trunks, who was like from day one of a fan favorite. She also disliked him and just gave him a hard time no matter what.
Constantly.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Well, Dragon Ball Z just comes off to me as like, it's like the grandfather that hangs around in the studio that you don't want to ever give a, like, kick out. Who's like, he does anything he wants. You know, just this show is just like, you do whatever you want.
Where
you
did
don't
you
care.
find this grandfather? What are you talking about?
This analogy took for like 3 other analogies. Put them all together.
I don't know which one it
I
is.
get what you're saying.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
understand the person that you're talking about. I just,
Why is it grandfather? I just mean because it's so old, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I stopped
40th year, they said.
40 years of Dragon Ball. That's pretty cool. I mean, I'm looking forward to watching it just because I like watching the series. It's not something I take very seriously like other anime where I want it to be
Exactly.
good.
Yeah.
Kind of like you say, he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
I still missed out on that movie with Gohan. Apparently he did something cool. It's just the art style with the video game looks really
Yeah.
turned me off.
Oh, really? Oh, that was Gohan based. I
It was
didn't
Gohan's
even
movie.
hear about the movie, to be honest. But at least they did something with him.
They did.
Gohan, I'm gonna tell you, Gohan was my favorite.
Yeah, I know.
You still
Because
loved
he's you,
Gohan.
basically.
What does that mean?
he's just become he's studious.
Oh,
He's
okay.
a super studious person. You're like, you know what? You could be like the next tier above Goku. Goku. But he went to be a doctor instead.
Oh my god.
That's what he did. And I'm just like, every time I
Wait,
watch
you know
this,
that?
I'm like,
No, I stopped
happening.
watching along, but he was my favorite, and I had so much hope for him. I was like, because they were pumping him up to be so great. And I was like, oh my gosh, he's gonna be amazing, and he's so cute, and he's gonna be so cool. And I loved his character somehow. I maybe it's just because he was studious.
It's just you.
It's just me. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I love to go home.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I really do hope that he does something cool. I heard he got a new form in the manga.
Oh, really?
So that's why I think a lot of people were hoping that the show would come back.
Yeah.
And we get to those points and cool stuff that's happening.
But nah, they're like, nah, anime only.
Well, I think they're just stepping us out for a little bit. I don't know if they're gonna be like, no, we're not doing
Not ever doing it or anything.
anymore. Yeah.
I thought of another analogy for the show.
Okay.
What if this is like vacation mode for the writers? You know, so they're doing serious work. It's like, oh, I want to take a break. You want to write some Dragon Ball Z?
What?
I wanted to put the analogies away.
Almost stuck the landing.
But I don't. Okay.
Were they always writing Dragon Ball Z?
No. I'm saying like they're writers who are like writing other animal. Why don't you explain this?
I don't know what you're trying to.
Why did you just say what you mean? Cut out the middleman of the analogy.
Because then you can understand what's in my head. I'm just saying.
It's not working.
I'm just saying they're like super chill when they're writing this. They're not taking it seriously.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
Okay.
I got you.
Yeah.
You guys got it right.
Okay. So, speaking of anime,
Best segue ever.
so we're currently doing a show poll, and even by the time this goes up, you should have one more day to vote in the public voting poll. And right now we've got like a 9-way tie. I just wanted to read off the 9-way tie.
no.
Goodness.
They're all just one vote. I think
Everybody's like, no, guys.
everyone's just like picking exactly what they want. I think it's only one person voted so far or something like that. But yeah, so we've got a 9-way tie between Neverland, Promised Neverland, Spy Family, Fearin', Oshinoko, Violet Evergarden, Heavenly Delusion, Dr. Stone, 86, and Fire Force.
Ooh.
So yeah, I've got a couple days. We're in the middle of it. Yeah, I've got quite a few days left actually. I expect it'll go up.
Yeah, it'll change.
Okay.
I mean, is there any shows that you're kind of hoping to see that's on there?
Dr. Stone. I know it's not supposed to be that like amazing, but it intrigues me. I like the art look. The look of his face. I know. Every time I bring it up,
It's
you give me
because
that face.
It's basically it's going to be a cells at work situation where we won't really have anything to talk about. Like it'll just be a science dump of information.
Really?
And
Then
it will
why
be
is
like,
it on the list?
aha, I see.
That's what she keeps saying. But have you seen? How much have you seen? Like
All
the
of the
whole
seasons so far.
Oh, so you've seen everything that's out?
Yeah,
You've been
there's 3
continuing it.
seasons out, and I've started the 3rd season. Have I started the 3rd season? No, I haven't started the 3rd season. I watched both of the previous seasons.
So maybe then, if that's the case, But you've already seen it. Dang. I was gonna say we could do, because we were thinking of like doing like different types of reactions where not all of us would react, and maybe even we don't even have to have a discussion, just reaction. Maybe that would be one of the shows, but it wouldn't be. I don't know if it would work if half of the team, if it was you and me, half of the team already seen something. But I don't know. I don't know if it, I don't know. You wouldn't be into it like if there was no discussion.
I think there is kind of a story, isn't there?
There is a story. It's just heavy science, where he's most of the dialogue is him explaining.
Oh, really?
Like different compounds and stuff.
Okay, so not much to talk about at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I doubt it's going to win.
Yeah, but
honestly.
everything else on the list is most likely.
Even if it's currently in this tie, it's going to fall behind. I don't think it's ever really gotten more than 2 votes.
I've also seen 86 and Fire Force. So the ones I've seen half of Promised Neverland. I've seen all of Spy Family so far. I've seen 86, Dr. Stone, and Fire Force.
You used to say how much you thought that we would enjoy Fire Force.
Yeah, it gave the same hype that like what was it? I think it was season 5 Boku no Hero Academia gave.
Oh,
yeah.
From like the beginning.
Season 5. What? From the very beginning of the show. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's promising.
Yeah, very promising.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, it has a strong fan base. I've seen some people occasionally in the comment sections of other shows say that, hey, can you watch Fire Force? At least way back when it was current. But yeah, I mean, I think quite a few of these shows we will be watching. More soon than later.
Yeah.
But speaking of which, we're also doing like the giveaway. We've got a couple of entries, right? If you're seeing this up on Patreon, remember there is still time to get in on that giveaway. We give away 3 shirts.
We're going to give away 3, yeah.
3 shirts, 3 winners, 100 possible entries. So get in now if you'd like to. I think we've got a few slots open.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also we've got. Yeah, so I was looking around Anime News Network, and I came across an interesting article talking about Togashi from Hunter x Hunter, and apparently he realizes how scary it is for the fans, seeing how often he's having health issues and how often he's having to put pause, and he actually has a contingency plan in case he dies.
Oh my gosh, that's sad. And he has an ending planned.
He has an ending planned, like in case I die, this is the ending.
Oh, okay.
So he kind of read it out, I think.
What?
He was at
tell people the ending?
Or was it?
It's not leaving like even an ending for them to say, hey, go ahead and animate it. It's just like, hey, this is to put in your brains to be happy.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Because there's no way to guarantee it would actually be made if he says this is what the ending would be. So I think he's just putting it out there. Like if it never ends, this is how it would have ended. And it's not even a detailed ending. It's just that this would be the final scene. So I was wondering if you wanted to hear it because it wouldn't spoil anything.
Oh.
No,
okay, cool.
Sure. How is that?
So he says, what's interesting is he's developed 3 possible endings.
Okay.
But he presented the 4th one to everyone. So there's 3 of them that nobody knows about.
Okay.
So I imagine that might be stuff that's in the background, that more detailed.
So it might be that like if I don't get to develop this particular plot point, this is all we'll be able to do. Just do this.
Yeah. He says takes place during a time skip years after Into the Future, mirroring the beginning of the manga. A girl named Gin is sitting down fishing at a pond and catches a huge fish. She proudly brings the fish to her mother, proclaims to her mother that she can never ask her to become a hunter again before leaving her mother with the fish. The mother debates Gin's future, and Gin's father expressing disappointment that her daughter does not want to become a hunter like her famous grandfather gone.
Oh, it's complete opposite. So mom was like, you have to become a hunter. She's like, no!
Oh, that's interesting.
That's interesting, yeah.
And Gin goes on to reveal she doesn't want to become a hunter because how often her grandfather left her grandmother alone at the house during his adventures as a hunter. She vows never to leave the island and to stay by someone's side forever as a boy enters the room. The final scene shows a bird flying away into the sky as someone watches.
Oh.
Yes.
So she has a lover.
And as someone watches, is probably gone.
Yeah.
Just watching over the family.
Yeah.
Also, a complete reveal of who Gon marries.
Really? This is the name?
Yes.
It says the name. I didn't read it on purpose, though.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
because I don't think we actually met anybody with that name.
No.
But yeah, so again, he says this is the fourth abandoned ending.
Yeah.
So it's probably the discarded one, but it gives you the idea of that's along the lines of where he's thinking with ending A, B, and C. Which is interesting here is he goes on to say he predicts the mixed receptions of each of the endings. He says the reader's ending reaction would be 80% positive for ending A, evenly split on B, 90% negative on C. He personally qualifies that he does not think ending A would be highly rated by readers, just that it would be the safe. Non-controversial ending. Despite overwhelming criticism he would receive from fans, he prefers ending C out of all the endings.
Of course he does.
Of course.
That's why he still thought it through, despite everybody being like, no, I don't like it.
So how did he say how he rated the D? The last
B?
No, he didn't. He didn't say anything about that. But I think it's probably a 100%
Good enough.
rating.
It's probably 100%.
Tell everybody.
Yeah. It's true.
So which makes you think that ending A is probably along the lines of that in the safe ending. I'm wondering what could be so bad that's 90% negative on C.
Somebody dies.
Gon dies or Killua dies.
Yeah.
One of them
One
dies. And I have a feeling that it would be Gon, just because he's almost done it before.
Or even one of them gets injured to the point they retire.
But even then,
Nah, that would still be, he's safe somewhere in the world.
Yeah.
And people would, that would be more like a 80% positive.
80% positive with that? I feel like that would be evenly split, if anything.
Oh, yeah, could be evenly split.
maybe that's ending B.
But yeah, it's good to know that he's thought about it.
Yeah.
I mean, after what happened on the end of last season, the last arc, like, anything could happen at this point.
Anything could happen.
I know we're still waiting on, there was news of that extra Hunter x Hunter season. We haven't heard anything out of it. Since
Yeah. Yeah, I was hearing somebody saying, like, apparently they say it like every year.
That's what I was gonna say. One of the people on Twitch were like, "Nah, I don't trust it." Like every year they're like, "New season fades away, fades away."
I guess so.
We can't pay attention to Hunter x Hunter news until it's out, and we're scrambling to find a day to put it in.
Yeah.
Although what's good is that I did hear a YouTuber who he likes talking about like the history of Hunter x Hunter and stuff like that. He had talked about how there is now enough material to make another season, at least one more season. So I was like, ooh, maybe, perhaps.
Let's just pull a Daima. Let's do something completely different.
It's like, listen, enemy only.
Just
I
cause.
think they already did that, actually. There was like a York New arc with Kurapika, but I think some random villain. Actually, they had a couple of those, I think.
Really?
I did not know that.
There are other Hunter x Hunter shows that we have not seen. Interesting.
I almost don't want to see them though.
Yeah.
Because I like
My
where
heart
we ended.
my heart is healing.
What did we leave off on?
Goodbye.
Oh yeah, let's split up.
Yes, I saw Dada.
Did Gon go off with his dad or?
No, he said goodbye.
Yeah, because
Did it just end there? Like, what did he? Go
No, they
after
had
that?
long conversation.
Yeah, I remember that. Like, what did Gon do? I remember Killua left with his sister.
We don't see. We just see him
went
talking
back
with his father.
He went back to the island, and we see him about to say hi to Miro.
The girl. Yeah.
The girl.
I forgot about that part.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. It's kind of funny though, learning to kind of ignore some news about animes, but see lots of things where they talk about this show is going back, that show whispers about that, but then you look into it and you learn that sometimes these are just tweets from like a writer, and it's like a team of writers, right? So this writer, he's not lying or anything, but if just this writer feels like yes, this is coming back, there's a whole lot of cogs that have to start moving before anything happens, you know.
Can't really
That's
trust
true.
him.
That happened a lot with Tanya the Evil.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, after like 2 years beforehand, there were so many reports about new season. We still haven't got a teaser.
Yeah.
You know. But
Yeah.
One Punch Man, same situation,
Oh,
and I guess now Hunter x Hunter, same situation.
I want One Punch Man so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know it's going to be good when you see a lot of fan animations pop up and suggested.
Yeah, really.
Well, this is the world of like being in anime news. You know, you just gotta have to deal with the heart roller coasters.
Yeah.
So at this point, I want to see if you have a Rose rant, and if not,
I only have like maybe like two little things to mention. I started the next season of Spy Family. I think I already mentioned that last week, but I'm still very much enjoying it. We are like very much in like splitsies on like how the genre is. Anya's currently enjoying slice of life, while the mother Yor is enjoying her assassination skills. You know.
Okay. So it's definitely slice of life with a twist.
Slice of life with a twist.
Is it taking it seriously though, or is it just?
Yeah, she is on a serious mission at the moment. It's slightly different from assassination. She's trying to keep somebody alive.
Character development.
Yeah, well, it's still the same agency. It's just that this person is super important, and you know they have an excuse for her to be there, so they're using her instead.
Character development.
Yeah. Well, actually, yes, she is going through character development. She's kind of like, you know, the world is more peaceful now. So why am I doing this? Because she was doing it originally because she thought it would keep her brother safe by killing bad people. But now she's like, you know, I have a husband now, have a child. My brother has a successful career and he's fine. So why am I really doing this? And she's having an existential crisis about every other episode.
Wonderful.
Can she retire if she wanted?
That's a great question.
Yeah,
Because she knows a lot, right?
Yeah, and she's in deep. It's like. I was trying to remember the name of John Wick's agency thing. People.
Continental.
Not the Continental.
The High Table.
The High Table.
The High
It's
Table.
like, can you escape the High Table?
The higher table, or maybe. I mean, she seems relatively friendly with the higher ups when she went to go get the mission. She just like walks into a garden. Guy throws shears at her. She dodges, survives, and he's like, "Huh. I thought you'd get rusty, you know, being a family person now."
No.
Jeez, dude.
No, I was just testing you.
Yeah, she was just like, "Oh,
Impale your head."
Do that?" Like, she was just like super casual about it. But yeah, I don't know if they'd let her walk away.
Yeah, it's just every time I see that show, the posters look so family friendly, and then people are talking about her mom's an assassin, dad's a spy, and it mentally, because I still haven't seen it, it's just like, how do they work that though? Like, is it actually just a kid-friendly comedy? Is it actually just a slice of life, or is it actually murder on the side? You know what I mean?
It's hard to pick one. You know, because like one of her episodes, like just before this arc started, there was an episode where the episode starts with her, you know, finishing the job, and there's just blood everywhere, and I'm just like, everybody in the comments was like, I completely forgot that this anime could be like this. I thought I was watching a kid's show.
That's what I was gonna say. When I started watching in Italian, I was like, when we hit the. Yes, we've talked about this.
Okay. In Italian, I guess.
Yeah, when I hit, I think it was episode 1 or 2, where the dad had to go on a job and the little girl follows, and it was like just a lot of chaos.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just a
There's
girl
a lot of
outside.
murder.
Just a little girl that he's like, just wait right here. I'm just gonna go kill some people for a second.
Yeah.
And I was just it's the same feeling. It's like the juxtaposition between sweet innocent little girl who's crying after this guy to be her father, and then this man who is like killing people.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah. What's interesting is that I kind of like it. I feel like they're trying to make us feel like the vast differences in Lloyd's life, because he's supposedly supposed to be, you know, just a guy next door, family man, and then you flip the switch and he's a absolute tank and a murderer. You know. Well, not murder.
Yeah.
It's a murderer with a cause, I guess.
Manslaughterer.
I just realized, you've been watching it in Italian. This shouldn't be on the list.
Oh no, I haven't continued.
Oh, how far
I just watched like 1 or 2 episodes.
Oh, okay. All right, I was just like, wait a second. If you're watching it, she's seen it. Oh no!
Yeah, but it's still. I don't know if it should be on the list because it's still another show that Rose was like, we might not be able to like discuss much, because especially she's talking about some parts of the plot don't even move. Like some relationship part, for example, which seems important, but we're just gonna leave that. Yeah, leave that over there.
I guess I just haven't updated this list in a while. I've been adding shows, but I haven't been taking them down off. So maybe that's it. But I mean, other than those two, the others, excited to see Promised Neverland, just to see season 2 and see the comments explaining why there's rage about it. Because I remember season 1 coming out and everyone's just like, this is the best show. I can't believe this is a faithful adaptation. And season 2, the most rage-inducing flip in the fan base I've ever seen. I want to know what happened. What did they do that's so different from the manga? You know, but
I don't know.
What's interesting is that it might turn out to be a good thing, because people were saying, because I watched a video on like explaining the rest of the plot of Promised Neverland, because this was like way before, and they were saying that people were not happy with some things in the ending. So maybe they're trying to position themselves to fix it from now.
That might be it.
I mean, that just makes me want to see it more.
Yeah.
So the manga is complete.
The manga is complete. Yes.
I think so. Actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I somehow that gives me comfort, because then you can kind of get an overall sense from people like whether it's gonna be a good anime if it's still popular after the manga is complete.
Yeah.
There's a lot of animes that they come out and in the moments they're amazingly hype, and then the manga finishes and people peter off.
Yeah,
but
so like, it wasn't that great.
But when it's a show that's been done for a while and people keep bringing it up, you know, it's genuine quality has to be there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like Trigun. Had 2 adaptations. Both of them great.
Fantastic. Completely different, but fantastic.
Almost part of me wants to go back and see your guys' reaction to the original. You might have seen it, the original.
I
saw
saw
the original. Or see your reaction to the original, I guess. But I just can't get through the stupid clan arc. Remember the family? The Bounty Hunter family? We had like 4 episodes in a row. They were so boring.
They were.
It's so boring.
That's the problem.
This is boring.
Unbelievably boring. And I just, every time I think about watching it again,
Yeah, I have that with
part.
some animes where I'm just like, I want you to see it, but you have to get through this first, you know?
I know it doesn't sound like much, but 4 episodes, that's an hour and a half, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah.
Hold on. You said you had 2 little things.
All right. The other thing was 86. So like, I give you like a little synopsis or whatever it's called of 86.
Yeah,
okay, so like in this world, the world is at war.
Yes.
Okay, and there's like Megazords, not quite Gundams, but they're like creepy crawly type ones. And there's only a certain percentage of the population that can pilot it because they have some like telepathy type gene that helps them connect to the machine and fix it. Yeah, and after this, something is happening where there's this virus where after the pilot dies, the machine stays alive and is like goes haywire and starts attacking everybody. So there's like this place where all of the machines are there and people can't really get past there because they're super dangerous and whatever. And the world has also, for some reason, they kind of look down on the
pilots?
The pilots, for some, you know, the people who are piloting your most important stuff.
The superheroes are stupid.
Well, not the world, but this country that we're in currently.
Okay.
Japan. It's always Japan.
I don't think it's Japan, actually. I think it's some more European looking. But they basically subjugated them so that they can use them as their military and whatever.
Oh my gosh.
And they keep basically sending them on suicide missions to like fix things. They're not really valuing their lives and stuff. So that's the basis for our group that we're at the moment.
So Expendables.
Yeah, they're like the Expendables, pretty much. And what they want, they want to live, you know, live a better life.
That'd be nice.
But you know, they're also in this, basically they're living a dystopian life for them pretty much. And we're at war.
Okay, sounds
So
interesting.
will they be able to break free of the legislation or not?
Politics.
Yeah.
The only other explanation I've heard of this show is like it's reminiscent of Attack on Titan.
A little bit, kind of, because there's also like each group, like field group, has like the guy in the chair. She's never seen any of them, but she develops a relationship with all of them. She gets to know them, and she is not one of them, I don't think, but she is in charge of them.
The handler,
basically. So she has more pull in actually talking to military to get them to maybe not
kill them.
kill them.
Like, these guys actually survived a couple. They might be good.
Yeah,
They might be good.
pretty much. So there's that side of politics, and there's also this side of like, but what's actually going on here? Why are the Megazords, doing bad and stuff like that?
Haywire.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so people, I mean, it was to be insulting back then to compare them to Attack on Titan, because I remember the comments were like, yeah, so you want to go watch Attack on Titan? No, we've got Attack on Titan at home. And it's just like,
okay.
But, I mean, I think the people who did watch it genuinely did enjoy it. So, I mean, that's why it's on the list.
Yeah.
It has a good reputation.
The only thing that I remember when it was coming out, the only thing that people got really upset about was the 0.5s. That, like, there was just like this weird season in anime where a bunch of animes had like episode 6 and then episode 6.5, where it's just a recap of the last 6 episodes. I'm like, we're 6 episodes in. What are you're showing me stuff I saw last week, And everybody's like, what's happening?
So the people were experimenting. Let's see how much money we could get from this.
Yeah.
Perhaps they didn't have enough time to finish that manga.
Maybe.
I mean,
don't
not
know.
manga, the anime.
Maybe I can't remember if it was during Corona or not, but I don't think it was.
I think it was right before Corona.
Yeah, I think it might have been right before.
Remember too, with Corona, it hit America, as in America reacted late. A lot that was late. In other countries, they were on top of it a lot quicker, so they were probably dealing with problems.
I want to say the date because I feel like part of me wants to say like it's way back when, but if it had 2 seasons, then both could be true. 2020, it was in the middle of Corona.
Yeah, middle of Corona.
Okie doke, that makes sense.
There's a split core anime, so the 0.5 thing you're talking about.
Yeah.
Split in the middle. That's unfortunate. But it's still got animation problems today because Mappa. I briefly mentioned it last time, but a lot of the animators are having a really, really hard time
With COVID.
Like they've been just blatantly complaining on Twitter like this is awful. Like this is not fun anymore. I don't want to do this anymore.
Oh no.
Yeah, because the thing is, Mappa.
They keep taking on a lot of shows.
They give them a lot of shows. They work them to the bone. They give them overtime. They're not paid very well to begin with, but they're expected to perform at the highest level. So it's a lot of pressure, very little time for themselves, if any. Because a lot of times they just have to do overtime.
Yeah.
Why did society do that? Like the people who do the most important work for something for you, you treat the worst. Like without the animators, you have no animation. So don't you think you should like? Do you need a massage? Do you want a cup of coffee? You think you can go another hour?
Well, I saw a long time ago there was this thing. It was a game theory video, so I don't know how much he knew about animation.
Yeah.
But he was talking about how there's an idea of when you're working in the arts, a part of you is supposed to be sacrificial. Like you're supposed to put everything into it, and you shouldn't be like doing this for the money. And I think maybe part of that idea is in general around animation. But I mean, we do see that kind of in the West too. Like voice actors have to fight tooth and nail to get bare minimum money. And even then they still get treated poorly if you're like a newbie into the industry. You see a lot of big names constantly because they're the only ones who get the work,
Yeah, and then the SAG-AFTRA strike.
Yeah.
When I think about it, actually, I remember when I considered going into animation and digital art, and when I started looking into it, I was like, because what it is there's so many people who that's their dream that the companies can pretty much like you don't want to work for $2. I'll get somebody else to replace you. It's very easy. They can toss them out because they have like people lining up, applying and wishing they could get in, and those people will take whatever you give them until they can't take it anymore. So they don't care. They just have high turnover. Yeah, they don't care because they're getting their product.
They're on that Amazon rates, turnover rates.
Yeah, and it's both a management issue. Globally, that's a problem. There's also like a cultural issue.
It's a cultural issue
in the genre. I'd say. I don't think it's necessarily just Japan overworks its people in general, but I think that overwork in animation for whatever reason is prevalent in every single studio. Because even look at video games, video game developers having to sleep underneath their desks and wake up next morning to finish the game because it's crunch time. Crunch time is infamous throughout the gaming industry. So I mean, it's art. Everywhere. Every time it's art, that shows up eventually.
I mean,
My gosh.
You don't see construction workers sleeping underneath their cranes.
We gotta finish it.
Try to make them
Like
do
this
that.
huge hulking dude saying, "I am your timeline."
Yes, basically.
Yeah, I mean they do have a hard time too, but yeah, it is funny how it's different. You know?
Yeah, I think also people are like more aware that if your construction worker is tired on the job, mistakes are made, and mistakes will like
affect
everybody. So it's like you don't want your workers tired, but that's the problem in the animation. As if you can look at it and it's fine,
they don't care.
They don't care. Whatever you did to get that done, and it's kind of similar. I don't think it's as bad, but I think it's similar in tech, in like programming in general, because as long as the program works and it's the product, they don't care. And that's why there's so many people who burn out. It's the same, they have a similar thing where you have crunch time. That's why people hate Friday deployment, because that means you're working on bugs on the weekend. No weekend for you. Yeah. So there are companies it's getting better though. You know, there are companies that are like, nah, deployment is midweek, Wednesday. So we work out the bugs Friday. You go home.
I have heard there are more and more companies trying to say we don't do crunch culture here.
Because you get the workers who leave and find their own company. It's like, do I want to do that to everyone else?
Yeah. So yeah, but it's got to change. I don't know what's gonna be the tipping point for animation, because like we said, like as long as the product is good, it's gonna be hard. Like who's gonna hit them in the pocket? Like how? You know, who's gonna
and then if they did go on strike, would everyone just get mad at animators? Because look at like SAG-AFTRA, right? Yeah. SAG-AFTRA, people are more willing to support the strikers because you don't feel the hit of, okay, so I'm not gonna get good movies for a couple of years. Okay, no one cares. Yeah. But if your favorite show stops coming on, I feel like a lot of people would be angry.
Immediately.
I did hear some people being like, yeah, I mean, they were like, yeah, I understand the strike and stuff, but like this sucks, because they were like, the show I was waiting for got put on hold and this and that and the other, and I was just like, guys.
This is for their life. Their life, people.
Like literally any other show could watch. Like there's so much choice, but you need that one. Yeah. That is actually like sucking dry those people over there. You can't wait. You can't wait, my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Yeah. But I mean, I do wonder if a part of it is also, to go back to that like construction analogy that you brought up. I think maybe it's easier for people to sympathize with things that they see and things that they experience. Like there's so many more construction workers that families feel it, or maybe your friend's family feels it, and so people understand it. Whereas animation, it's still kind of niche.
Yeah.
You know? Art is so niche that you can get away with a lot in those small pockets.
Yeah, and still people look at art as very extraneous, like a luxury.
Easy.
Like easy. Like drawing, what are you doing? Moving your hand for a while, you know? So they don't sympathize with it's hard. What do you mean it's hard? Drawing is easy. Like people think, oh, I can learn to draw or whatever. Yeah. So they don't sympathize. You're right.
You think that's hard? Try working overnight underneath the rocks.
Exactly.
Yeah, basically.
Exactly.
At that end with animation and I guess art animation specifically is a lot of people learn each other's style, art style. So if you say like posters, for example, art posters, you're gonna get one type of art style from one artist. Yeah. But with animation, you learn somebody else's style, so it's exchanged very easily.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to make yourself indispensable in that industry,
which is probably why they work so hard.
They're like, I need to keep this job. Yeah, you really can't, because like anybody can draw like you. Yeah, you have all of the manuscript right there. Just trace that for a while and copy until you can produce it. Yeah.
I think the only times, I mean, if you think about famous mangaka, they're always famous for the story or for an extremely innovative art, but the art gets him on the scene and the story keeps him there. Yeah. Like look at
Guts? Berserk?
Not Berserk. That Level Up thing. Was it called Level Up?
Level Up?
The mangaka recently passed away, but it was it's a Korean manga.
I think I know what you're talking about. I don't remember
it was famous because its art was so beautiful. But what I noticed is after I started reading the comments of these things, people were talking about the story is amazing. That's what actually kept him famous. The art was innovative, but it wasn't art that kept you there. And I feel like that's like what you're saying. Like anybody could have copied that eventually,
So they
which
don't
did
keep
happen.
moving.
You look at manhwas now; they look similar to that.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I can't remember his name though. Level something. But
Level 1.
yeah, I mean that's going to get a manga eventually, an anime eventually, which we do plan on seeing. But when that's going to come out?
We'll be at 1 million subscribers by then.
So I do think that's the end though. So
Yes.
guys, thank you guys very much for being here. Guys, if you liked your time here, please leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more. Remember, you can see the Patreon down below if you want to see the next episode of these 2 weeks early, or if you want to take part in the polls which are going on right now. If this is up on YouTube, you can see us too. The public poll, check the community tab. Thank you very much. We'll see you in the city. Goodbye.
Bye!